Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome back to the E.W.A channel. It's your boy Axel once again, and today we are going to do a bit of a tutorial on how to improve your Battle for Middle-earth skills. Assuming you are a beginner player, this couple of tips will help you improve your gameplay and enjoy the game more. We are going to do a faction tutorial for every faction: dwarves, Isengard, elves, men of the west, Mordor, and goblins. But this one is going to be a couple of general tips on how to improve your general game. If this video will help you out, make sure you are subscribed to our channel, as well as leaving a like on the video. The more likes we get, the more players that can see this tutorial and the more players we can help out. So make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So let me explain to you how the Battle for Middle-earth economy works. The more resource buildings you get on the field, the higher your income. The evil factions does have themselves lumber mills, which is an added bonus of resource income, but the good faction doesn't. The more resource buildings you get on the field as well, the higher your command points. Command points is how many troops your faction can support. It is always very important to make sure you have enough command points to support your army. The PowerPoint tree. Every faction has its own unique PowerPoint tree, which we will cover the specifics in the faction tutorial, but for now, let me explain to you the PowerPoint tree. Every game you start with 5 PowerPoints automatically. The way you earn your PowerPoints is by killing and destroying enemy troops, units, and buildings. Every PowerPoint have a cooldown from the minute you use it. The higher the PowerPoint, the longer it takes to recharge, as higher PowerPoints will play a bigger factor in the game. Units and heroes stance. One of the most overlooked features in the Battle for Middle-earth 2 is the stance. Let me teach you how to use them effectively. First thing, we're gonna take a look at the aggressive stance. Once you press on it, your units or hero will do more damage, but will take more damage as well. If you want to use it effectively, you should use it when you're harassing resource buildings, for example. Basically, when you want to go in and go out quick. But really important to remember to switch between aggressive and normal stance. Otherwise, your units will attack automatically, which can lead to your Nazgul running into pikes or your Eagle running into a massive archer army. Defensive stance is really important as well. Once you press on it, your units can tank more damage, but will do less damage. It is really helpful if you want to retreat from a battle or save your dying hero. Like aggressive stance, defensive stance will do just the opposite. Your units will stay in the place while not clicking on them and will not react automatically if they are being attacked. Really important to switch back to the normal stance. And from those little technical things, let's go to a simulation of a game. You have 3 stages in every game. You have the early game, the mid game, and the late game. I'm going to start with an early game right now. The way you start your game will decide how the game is going to go. The Battle for Middle-earth is all about the pressure. The sooner you get into your enemy base, the better. Simply go ahead, build 2 resource buildings, and go straight into a barracks. Build the first battalion and go straight to your enemy base. But what are you going to do when you get there? That's a good question. Your goal is to cripple him as much as you can, while building a force that can finish the job. Remember, your enemy can barely touch you when you attack him. The more pressure you put on him, the better. So try to go for his resource buildings and his barracks, and not the fortress straight away. While you're doing that, add some heroes into the mix, siege, and maybe even upgrades. But it is really important first to go to the resource buildings and the barracks. Resource buildings to cripple his command points and his economy, and the barracks being destroyed will prevent him from building a force to defend himself. Mid game. Assuming the early pressure didn't work, it's time for you to rethink about your strategy. and prepare going into a late game. You don't want to throw your units at your opponent's base without doing crucial damage, because these power points will rise. Try to go for easy targets like an archer battalion roaming around defenseless or an undefended resource buildings. You can go for a creep or two as well to get more money from them and to raise your power points yourself. The reason you want to harass your opponent is because of your power points. The sooner you get into your 25 power points, the higher chances you have to win. Your army in a mid game should consist of a mix of cavalry, so you can harass your opponent more effectively, archers, so you can deal with his harassment, and pikes, so you can defend your archers from cavalry trample. Heroes, of course, will be good, but since I can't really tell which faction you are already, I'm just gonna say have at least 2 heroes on the field by the mid game. Congratulations, you have reached a late game, and now the game is all about power points. Assuming you did all the other steps right, you already have or close to having a 25 power point, and how you use it will decide if you win the game or not. A 25 point power will change between factions, which we are going to do a single faction guide as we mentioned earlier, so make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss that. But anyways, here are a couple of examples on how to finish a game with a 25 point power. If you have, let's say, a Rohirrim army with a Theoden and an earthquake ready to use, wait with the army just outside your opponent's base, use the earthquake and charge straight into the fortress. Leaving your enemy no time to rebuild his defenses will just make a devastating attack work. So those are the tips from me to you. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys are subscribed to our channel, and if you want to see a specific faction introduction, not introduction, kind of like a guide, make sure you leave a like on this video and let me know in the comments down below which faction you are having the most hard time with. If we get 100 likes on this video, I'll make a specific guide to your faction of choice. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been your boy Axel. Stay safe, stay young, and I'll see you guys later.